Hello, so I'm going to show you how I mix my this little piggy paints. Today I'm using this little piggy tail feather and this little piggy shimmer. Okay? The products I'm going to be using to mix these two with: JoSonja Gloss Varnish. Go ahead and hit pause if you like, but that's what I'm using. It's Deep Base 8300. It's untinted. I'm going to be using the medium Liquitex. Okay? You want to get some cups. I'm also going to be using this little paint stirrer tool. I got this on Fluid Art, and I will put this into the description with the link to this product. It's really awesome. It stirs the paint versus just shaking it all up and causing a lot of bubbles. So I really love it. So let's go get started. Now, when using these products, you want to use a face mask. It is micro powder, and what I mean by that is they're very small little pieces and they will go everywhere. So it's very important that you use a face mask so you don't breathe in these particles, especially if they accidentally get splattered everywhere. So I got my mixing spoons. I'm going to start with the shimmer. I do a big heaping spoon. And you want to close this right away. Now what I do is I take the JoSonja and I get the powder wet. And this is what I mean by wet. Just a little bit. I also like to scrape the sides, make sure all the powder is wet. Okay. Now, let's get the other one going. Now this recipe is what I use, and what it does, if you've noticed in the past couple paintings, it makes it look like this little piggy paints are floating almost. It's incredible, incredibly beautiful. So this is the technique I use, or the formula I use when wanting that type of technique. See that shimmer? Okay. Now, this is the secret sauce. This is the stuff that makes it really like it's floating. It's incredible. I get this at Home Depot. If you're in other countries, I don't know what the equalness to this is. So I obviously have used this a lot. And let me get a stirring spoon so you guys can see. I'm just going to use one of these. Or, you know what I like to do is I like to use the back of my paint thing. So this is literally untinted. Okay? There is no color in here, so it's not going to change the color at all. But it has the most important ingredient, which is the enamel and the high gloss. Very important. I don't know what it is about the ingredients in this, but it really does make things look like they're floating and just the incredible effects. So for this, I do pour quite a bit. I don't measure. So if you are looking for measurements, what I put in here is literally half an ounce of JoSonja, okay? Half an ounce of JoSonja. That's what I put in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to about I think we'll go to, yeah, we'll go to about three ounces. So we'll finish the cup to 3 ounces. Let me see. Again, scrape the sides, make sure you're getting everything mixed. Look at that color, it's so pretty. So I'm going to say this, let me scrape the sides and see how much this was. This was 2 ounces. So this was 2 ounces of this, okay? 2 ounces. So let's do 2 ounces over here. Trying to make sure you guys are still in the mirror, or the camera view. So we're going to go up to 2 ounces. This stuff is very thick, but what you're basically doing is turning this into paint. So this is 2 ounces, exactly. Okay, so a half an ounce of JoSonja, what you get through Fluid Art, and then 1.5 ounces of this. What I did is I just finished it up to the 2 ounce, okay? So that should be enough for that. Set this aside. Now, this is where I start adding the Liquitex, okay? So for the Liquitex, I'm going to add just a ½ ounce. So just a ½ ounce, that's it, okay? So at the end, you should be at 2.5 ounces, okay? Again, you could do the math if you're needing more or less. So I'm going to do the same for this, just ½ ounce. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Now you've got yourself a nice thing of paint, okay? You just made all that powder into paint. Now with these micros, you do want to make sure you're checking the bottom, because you see how I have some of this stuff? I need to scrape the bottom. So very important that you're checking the bottom and the sides. Make sure you have everything. I still have some. So this is where I'm going to get my little tool out. Yep, see I still have some in the bottom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this tool that I got from Fluid Art. It takes batteries. It's really great. You just press the bottom and it turns on. So we're going to first do this one. All I'm doing is stirring the paint. That's it. You want to make sure the powder is completely blended. Okay? So important. Now what I do is I rinse this off. I have a bucket of water next to me, so all I have to do is put it in the water, turn it on for a moment, and it instantly gets clean. Okay, so we got this. We'll put this aside. Okay, we're gonna do this one. See how that stirs? It's very gentle, but it's enough to make sure everything's blended. Now what I do is I let this sit out for at least a couple hours, if not 24 hours, okay? I cover it up. And I let everything just blend and mend. Okay? It's very important to do that, because if not, then you can have a lot of you know, powders that are not mixed up. So that's what it looks like fully blended. Same with this. Very beautiful. So what I usually do, like I stated, is I'll put like a lid over it, leave it overnight or for a couple hours, and let it sit. Now, after it's been, I would say at least a minimum of 3 or 4 hours. But after it's been sitting, you're going to notice there's a little film that starts to film up on top. I have noticed that, at least with mine. Maybe it's because I'm using that stir thing, but so what I do is I strain it, okay? I get these on Amazon. They have little strainers in here, okay? What I do is I get these bottles also from Amazon, and I put it in here, and then I pour it in, and I strain it. You always want to strain your paint, especially if it's been sitting for a couple hours or even overnight. It makes sure to get any lumps out, and it just really helps to make the paint smooth. I have noticed since doing that, it has made such a difference in my paints. Now, the reason why you don't want to use this right away is because I have found with one of my paints that it almost seemed like the powder was like chunky, like it didn't blend very well, and you could see it coming through the paint when it dries. You see these little tiny areas of spots where it almost looks like it's powder, but it's blended in, if that makes sense, but still powder. Anyways, it shows it doesn't look pretty. It is a process when it comes to these. They are insanely beautiful. I would not use anything else. I just purchased some more because I'm obsessed with these colors. They are so beautiful. But yeah, you definitely want to keep it covered so that way no hair gets in. Strain it the next day, and then you're just going to use it like you do any other paint. And that's it. These are really great for like Dutch pours or for any type of blending. Let me show you a paint that I did the other day. So you can get an idea of what this Little Piggy does. So this is a paint I did the other day. And like right through here, it's very pretty. Like especially right through here, that's really pretty. And I will definitely show that technique right here. It makes it look like it's floating. When I start adding varnish on top, it makes it just shine, like really pop out.